everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Medico Voice. Today's topic is inflammation. So, first of all, what is inflammation? Inflammation is a protective response of body tissues in order to eliminate the initial cause of injury from any agents that could be physical, chemical, immunological, or microbial. That means inflammation is a kind of good response, is a protective response which shows the immunity of our body against any kind of injury that may be either physical, chemical, or immunological or microbial in nature. Now come to what is the pathology of inflammation. In case of any damage to the body cells of our body, response is occur, that is protective response, that we call inflammation. Response is occurs in order to minimize the injury or in order to repair or healing process of the injured tissue. So inflammation is a protective response which help to either minimize the cellular injury or repair or start healing process in the injured cell of our body. What are the damages that can occur? That can be either physical, chemical, thermal, maybe hot or cold, infectious, autoimmune damage. Autoimmune means damage to the own body cells due to disorder of immune system of our body. Radiations may be ultraviolet, ionizing radiations, X-ray, gamma rays, etc. Now come to the cardinal signs, that is the major signs of inflammation. Warmth, redness, swelling, pain and loss of function. These five are the cardinal signs of inflammations. In Latin terms, warmth can be called as calor, redness can be called as rubor, swelling can be called as tumor, and pain can be called as dolor. Redness can be also called erythema and swelling can also be called edema. First four cardinal signs, that is warmth, redness, swelling, pain, these all are given by the scientist named Celsus. And the last one, loss of function, is given by the scientist named Virchow. Now come to the type of inflammation. There are two types of inflammation. Inflammation can be either of acute or chronic type. Acute inflammation, as the name suggests itself, that the response, that the inflammatory response is for short duration. And the cellular infiltrate, that means the cell that is present at the site of inflammatory response will be mainly neutrophils. Neutrophils, as we all know, it is a kind of WBC cell which contains 2 to 5 nuclear lobes. Second type of inflammation is chronic, in which the response is of longer duration, mostly more than 2 weeks. And the cellular infiltrate present here is mainly monocyte and macrophage. Monocyte is also a kind of WBC containing only single nuclei and kidney shaped nucleus. Macrophage, what is macrophage? It is also a kind of monocyte, but monocyte is present inside the blood vessels, and when monocyte come to the interstitium or inside the tissue, then that monocytes become macrophage. Now let's talk about acute inflammation. Acute inflammation is inflammatory response is for shorter duration, mostly less than 2 weeks. It consists of two events. There are two events normally seen in case of acute inflammation, that is vascular event and cellular event. Vascular event means the events that occurring inside the blood vessels, and cellular events means the events that is present inside the cells. Now let's start the vascular event. vascular events means alteration in the microvasculature is the earliest response of tissue injury. After the injury of tissue due to any agent, physical, chemical, microbial, or immunological, there will be first alteration in the microvasculature, that is arteries, arterioles, capillaries, venules, or veins. There will be alteration in the pattern of blood flow inside all these microvasculature. The vascular events consist of two parts. First is changes in hemodynamic system and changes in vascular permeability. Hemodynamic system means there will be alteration in the pattern of blood flow inside the blood vessels, and vascular permeability means the vessels, that is arteries, venules, arterioles, these, in all these vessels the permeability of the blood outside, the permeability of any fluid, any content inside the vessels will increases, and all those content of the blood vessels will start coming inside the interstitium or tissues. These are arteries gets branched into arterioles, arterioles branches into capillaries, and capillaries unite to meet and form venules. All these venules together meet to form veins. These are arteries to arterioles, and then capillaries, and then venules, and finally veins. This is the vascular system of our body. Normally blood flow in this manner from arteries to arterioles, then capillaries, venules, and veins. This is the normal blood flow mechanism of our body taking place. Now come to the first part of vascular event, that is changes in hemodynamic system. Hemodynamic system changes occur due to changes in the vascular flow. Under the topic hemodynamic changes, various events takes place inside the blood vessels. First one is transient vasoconstriction. Transient means for very short duration, and immediate response. Vasoconstriction means narrowing of the blood vessels, constriction of the blood vessels. Thus, in case of transient vasoconstriction, there will be very short duration narrowing of blood vessels and of immediate response. In case of mild injury, transient vasoconstriction occurs for 3 to 5 seconds, and in case of severe injury, transient vasoconstriction occurs for at least 5 minutes. Second step is persistent progressive vasodilatation. Persistent progressive vasodilation usually seen in case of arterioles, but can also be present in venules and capillaries. Due to vasodilatation, there will be increase in blood flow as well as slow flowing of the blood. And due to increase in blood flow and slow flowing of the blood, there will be redness and warmth at the site of inflammatory response. Redness and warmth, as we all know, are the cardinal sign of inflammation, and these signs are seen in case of persistent progressive vasodilatation. Due to progressive vasodilatation, there will be elevation of local hydrostatic pressure, that is the pressure exerted by fluid present in the interstitium or tissues outside the blood vessels, and this will lead to the swelling. Swelling is also a cardinal sign of inflammation, and swelling is seen in case of persistent progressive vasodilatation due to increase in hydrostatic pressure of the surrounding fluid. Now come to the next step in vascular event is increased vascular permeability. Now increased vascular permeability is the hallmark of acute inflammation. Normally, in case of vessels, endothelial linings are present like this. But in case of inflammation, in case of inflammatory response, there will be gap formation between the endothelium of the blood vessels, and due to this gap formation there will be increase in permeability of the content of blood vessels, and the gap formation occurs. Why this gap formation occur? Gap formation occurs due to endothelial cell contraction. Why endothelial cell contract? Due to the release of mediators. Due to release of mediators, endothelial cells contracts and gap formation occur between the endothelium, and there will be increase in vascular permeability. Second cause can be endothelial cell damage. Due to damage of endothelial cell, there may be creation of gap between the two endothelium, and endothelial cell damage can occur either by leukocyte or WBC, or it can occur maybe due to direct damage in case of any injury, the injury affecting directly to the vessels. In that case, endothelial cell may get damaged and gap formation can occur. And increased vascular permeability mostly seen in case of venules, although it can be seen in other structures as well, like arteries, arterioles, capillaries, but maximum it is present in venules. Next step in vascular events is stasis. Stasis means slowing of the blood flow due to vasodilatation and water leak out. Due to vasodilatation, as I have discussed sometime before, that due to persistent progressive vasodilatation there will be increase in blood flow as well as slowing of blood flow, and that slowing of blood flow is called as stasis. Next one is water leak out. Due to increase in permeability of the content of blood vessels, there will be increase in viscosity of the blood. The blood will become thick due to release of the fluid due to release of fluid content of the blood. Because of increase in vascular permeability, the content of blood, the fluid content of blood leaks out, and due to which the blood become thick, and this will lead to the increase in viscosity of blood and finally slowing of the blood flow. So this is called stasis. These all are the events of hemodynamic changes that comes under the vascular events. In my next video, I will deal with cellular events of the acute inflammation. So this is all for today. Thank you for watching the video. Do like, share and subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more notification of the videos. Thank you.